problems rather than going straight to God. I'm much more likely to talk to a mate or my wife about the sad things that are happening in my life rather than taking it to God in prayer.
Of their culture and their religion. And so in some ways, what Jesus is doing here is telling someone who's been doing something for decades.
Relationships here on earth. And Mary and I have learned that if the only conversations that we have is when we're on the run is mirrored in my relationship with God, it's possible.
It's the first week of 2025 and I've completely restructured my goals for the year. It's no longer just about what I want to achieve, but who I want to become in the process. Like most of us, I started the year with a list of goals that added a lot of things to my life. More tasks, more habits, more pressure, but I quickly realized that maybe becoming my best self wasn't just about adding things to my life. It was also about removing. We all have this version of ourselves in our head, kind of like an alter ego, the person that we know we could be, the one that wakes up early, goes to the workout class, finishes the project on time, but our current version of ourselves gets in the way of. The current version being the one that loves to hit snooze and procrastinates. That version gets in the way of who you're trying to become. But this year, I am focusing on becoming the ideal version of myself, or that alter ego of myself that I know I can be. I just need to go be her. I need to wake up the first time my alarm goes off and not an hour and a half in. I'm the girl who sits down in front of the camera even when she doesn't feel like it, or she feels like she doesn't have anything to contribute today. Because that's a lie, and we all have something to contribute. Anyways, I've realized that tapping into that alter ego or ideal version of yourself really is a mind game. It's a lot like running. I trained for a half marathon 2 years ago, and honestly, running wasn't the hardest part. It was the war in my mind to continue running even when I just didn't want to. It wasn't that I was exhausted, although sometimes I was. It wasn't that my legs hurt. Sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. It was just my mind and the current version of me getting in the way of the ideal version of me and the version I was becoming. So this year, I've decided I'm going to win that mind war, and I am going to get up and do the things that I know the ideal version of Taylor can do, and just like kick the current version out, because she's getting in the way of some things. Last year, I moved back to Nashville after some big life changes, and to fall into the same trap that I did before when I was living in Nashville, where I was attending so many networking events, so many shows, and I was really just exhausted. I was like depleted because I was just so busy. And I knew that coming back to Nashville this time that I wanted to be more intentional with my time and my productivity. I realized in my time away that being busy is not the same as being productive. And a lot of us fall into the busyness trap, and to everyone else and yourself, you feel productive because you are doing a lot. But at the end of the day, when you look down to, okay, what did I accomplish today? Sometimes it's not that much. So coming back to Nashville, I knew I wanted to be more productive with my time, and what productivity looks like for me this year, and even did last year, was spending more time being quietly productive, being intentional with the people that I'm surrounding myself with, and prioritizing rest, because a lot of production actually comes out of rest. I found more creativity and productivity in the time that I took to be restful rather than the times when I was just like go, 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 busy constantly, never really giving myself, my body, my mind time to just breathe. Rest is so important in 2025. I also realized how important it is to spend time with the right people. And there are two types of people that I've noticed add the most life and value and purpose to my life. And I've broken them into two categories. They are the humble and they are the hungry. And I found that I do spend almost all of my time with people that fall into one of the two, although most of them really are both. I see it more as where they're at in their journey. My younger friends are the hungry. They're the ones that have this fire and this passion to chase their dreams and not give up. They're the ones that are just getting started, the ones who just keep this fire burning inside of me to not lose steam as I'm pursuing music and as I'm continuing to chase this dream and be in year 9 of Nashville. Those friends inspire me to keep pushing because they are grinding it out. They remind me of who I was when I first came to Nashville, and just this like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, full of energy, full of life person that I still am. But as you get older and as you get into your routine, sometimes that can taper off. And being around my younger friends has really just kept me alive and kept me energized to keep going. Then there are my wiser friends, I will call them. And they are the ones who have been through the grind and they are living in that dream that I'm still chasing, that my younger friends are just starting out chasing. And they remind me of all the hard work it took to get to where they are and all of the humble experiences that it required from them to be where they are right now. Being around my wiser friends reminds me that nothing about chasing this music dream is instant. Nothing about it happens overnight. There isn't a single person I know where they have just become this like overnight success. Every single person that I know that is successful in music and has a career, like longevity in this, it has taken all of them so much time and so much patience and so many failed attempts at so many other things, and it inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing and keep trekking on the path that I'm on because they all were on this path before me and it has all paid off. So being around these two types of people keeps me balanced because I'm learning the wisdom of those ahead of me and I'm also motivated by those that are behind me. So this year I've added something new to my goal setting process. It is a no list. A lot of my no list is putting boundaries around my time. This year I'm getting up at my first alarm, so no more making excuses for not waking up early and going to the gym. The camera died, but we're back with my no list. No more solo meals out and about because to me, that is eating up so much of my time and it's just unnecessary spending. If I am going to go out to eat, I need to invite a friend. I need to use that time to also be deepening my relationships with people instead of just eating out because I'm too lazy to make something at home. No more attending events or staying at events that I just feel obligated to be at. I think I have carried the burden of going to places, being at things because I have to instead of because I want to. And this year, I want to be more intentional about placing my time into things that I want to be at instead of I feel like I have to be at for whatever reason. No more running the rat race of busyness that goes into intentionality again. And no more staying silent. It is time for me to use my voice and to speak up and share my story. I made a little note to myself called Taylor's Ideal Self / Alter Ego. And yes, I wrote it in a purple marker because that's all I had, and I'm not reading this to you guys. But it was really helpful for me to see the type of person that I want to be, even down to just these little teeny tiny habits that I want to create in my life moving forward. And hopefully by the time I'm 40, this is something that is just so natural to me. But now that I'm 30, I really want to focus on the next 10 years of my life and becoming the person that is going to carry me through old age and children and all of the things that life will throw at me as I get older. I've never written a note to myself called Taylor's alter ego or ideal self. Honestly, I've only ever heard someone say alter ego when they were like drunk and out. But it was just an interesting way of thinking about the person that I want to become. If you have never written a letter called your alter ego or ideal self, I would encourage you to try it. It's interesting to reflect and see the person that you actually really want to be and to reflect on why you want to be that. So I would encourage you to write it, to make your list of no's, to start removing things from your life so that you can actually add and pour in to the areas that you need to in order to become your best self. I'm excited to see as we move through 2025 how these habits shift, how they become more of a part of me rather than just something or someone that I want to be right now, for it to actually become my day-to-day and the person that I can say I am a year from now. So thanks for watching this video. I would love to hear in the comments anything that you took away from this video, anything that you think would be an interesting video for me to do moving forward. If you feel so inclined to share some of your goals or something off of your no list, I would love to read that because I do read every single comment. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night, and yeah, hopefully I get another video posted next week.